friends, it's the Bijou Baker. I'm Maria. It's raining in Arizona. It's cold and blistery. So it's the perfect day to make albondigas soup. It's just a Mexican meatball soup. Hearty, yummy, and I promise you, so easy. So I've got my caldo, the soup ingredients, and then the meatball ingredients. So let me show you both of them. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to chop up the bread just to get it into small pieces. And I want put the milk in here and I'm going to let it absorb. Anytime you make meatballs of any sort, you really always want to do this. This is going to keep the meat moist. Huge, huge factor in getting a good, tasty, moist meatball. All right. Now I've got about 1/3 of a cup here. I don't think I'm going to use the whole thing. I didn't use, well, it wasn't a complete third to begin with, so just a little under. I think, well, all right, I'll use it. Just under 1/3. That'll be good. All right. So I'm going to let this sit and then I'm going to come back and shred it some more, and super soggy, right? Okay. And okay, let's see where we're at. We're going to get our hamburger, and this is 2 pounds. I'm only going to use 1. Growing up, when my mother made this, she used 5 pounds. That was about her average albondiga recipe. But we'll just use 1. Shred it up just a little bit. This is a fun one for your kids. And you know, they always say that. This is a fun recipe for your kids. But it is, because you get messy. And then I'm going to take half an onion and I'm going to just shred it right inside here. Ideally, chopped onion is better, but when you got picky eaters, you got to work around what they like. But this is not bad because you get this really good onion juice that you wouldn't get ordinarily just by chopping it. Ordinarily, they land in your eyes and make you cry. Okay, I'm good. From here, we're going to add our garlic. If you've been to Mexican restaurants and you've seen it on the menu and you say, gosh, I don't know if I'd like to order it, but I don't know if I'd like it. Well, now you'll know. And like with every, I kid you not, with every Mexican recipe, and I'm sure not only Mexican recipes, but with every Mexican recipe, every family has their own way of doing it. So, but it almost always starts off the same way. Okay, so we've got our soggy bread. We're going to crack an egg in here. And I didn't have it on the recipe list, but I'm going to put a little bit, see how mushy that is, of oregano. And I just got the powdered kind. And when you use oregano, the powders, the dry ones, you want to kind of break it up. It's going to release a ton of flavor. In here, I'm going to add, I have a combination of salt, pepper, and garlic powder. This bowl kind of just stays by the oven and we just use it as we need it. So we're gonna do that. So that'd be salt and pepper to taste for you, okay? I'm gonna add the paprika and mix everything together. Lovely, lovely, gooey, messy. Now, Mexican dishes, especially when you come from a large family, you grow up poor, you learn to stretch. Stretching was the way my mother fed 14 kids and a husband and in-laws and all these other people that just came by. That was just the family. We didn't think twice about it, and that's just how it was. So as we grow older and we customize our dishes, our mom's dishes, we have access to things that she didn't because her budget was so tight. We're gonna make meatballs. Let me get my tray. Okay, so, and you don't want them too big. Now, ordinarily, when these are made, also, whenever you make your meatballs or your hamburger patties or anything, you kind of want to slap them into your hand, and it's going to just kind of tighten them up. That's a pretty good sized meatball for a soup. Might be too big, but we'll see. Anyway, so when I was taught this, you boil this right into the pot with everything else, but it left a lot of fat in the soup, and that's okay. I mean, that's where the flavor is, but I'm going to brown these just a little bit, just to get rid of some of the fat. And then I'll show you how to get rid of the fat that did not get browned out. These are really, really, I can just feel how soft they are. One reason why you want to smash them together and make them really tight. But they're going to be very moist. All right, I'm going to finish this up and I will meet you at, you know what? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Sometimes. Sometimes when I think, it hurts. Add your rice. I'm sitting here going, what is that rice for? Because I know I put it in the soup. It's like you put it in the meatballs, ding dong. All right, that's all right. Maria, why do you have a YouTube channel? To have fun. We'll do this again. Damn it. Well, damn it. When you're a dork, you're a dork. Just deal with it. All right, so you got the rest of this part. Let me finish this up so I don't bore you. So when you cut your vegetables, you want to keep in mind that you want them as uniform as possible. These are going to go in last, the zucchini, because they do not take long to cook. The carrots and the potatoes are going to take a lot longer, and you want them uniform in size. So this one, I don't know where the mate is, but this one was a pretty big size carrot. That's going to take a long time to cook. So I cut them in half, and then I made them large because I'm basically the only one who will eat the cooked carrots. I love cooked carrots. So I want a bite when I get it, you know. Potatoes, funny enough, I'm not a potato kind of fan, but they like it, so I put it in, and it's all just a universal size. And the onions, big enough so that my picky eater can pull them out when she wants to. So there's that. Before I start, I'm going to combine my tomato paste and my tomato sauce to just get them together, because this is so thick, it won't blend as easily as I like. And I am going to use the whole 6-ounce can. And you know I'm taking everything. You know, that's my MO. I don't like waste. I know that on the TV cooking shows, they've got it to waste, I guess, and it takes time away from the other stuff. But you and I at home, we live in a different realm. All right, this part I am going to just stop because you get the idea. I just want it all together. Then I'm going to talk to you about this other ingredient that I would ordinarily be using now in my kitchen that my mother did not have. So that's why I'm not using it now, because I really do want to keep it authentic to how my mother made it. All right, we're good here. This is going to sit aside. Now for the meatballs. While these are cooking, I want to share some of the story of this meal to you, and how easy it is. Everything was done in one pot. That was the way it was. This part here, that's just the bijou steak on my mom's dish, but everything goes in the pot. It cooks together. Like I said, I just want to get rid of some of the fat that's going to be building up. Don't want it super high. Just a little bit of a browning, and more than anything, the rendering. Okay, so I've got them a little toasted, which is going to add flavor, and I've got a good portion of the fat rendered. So the fire's off. The meatballs are, that saved a lot. That saved a lot. I'll just get that later. And in the meantime, in our pot, we're going to put everything together. Okay, lots of good flavors in there. So this is where you put your salt and pepper and our mix here to taste. You do it for you. obviously. This is a big pot, so I'm gonna be generous with that. This will cook on a medium high for about 30 to 35 minutes. Then I'll lower it for about another 10 to 15. At that point, I'm going to add in the zucchini to get that cooked. Many times this is made without the tomato, and the caldo is clear, like a chicken soup. If that's what you want, just obviously leave out the tomatoes and leave out the, by the way, tomatoes would be really good in here, canned or fresh, whatever you wanted to use. I love cabbage in mine. I'm the only one, so I'm not gonna subject them to that. But oh man, it's so good in this. So leave out the tomatoes, leave out the paprika, chill up a little bit on this oregano and cilantro. It's soup. You make it to your flavor and your tasting. I like the tomato soup. I like the caldo to have that red tomato flavor in it. Yeah, that's it. So it's gonna cook. I'm gonna put in the zucchini and then it will finish it up. You can see that roiling bubble, the roiling boil is moving the meatballs from the bottom to the top, which is perfect. It's looking so good and smells amazing. Okay, time's up. We're gonna put in the zucchini, and you can see right here that a lot of the water has evaporated. So you're gonna either leave it like this and have a nice thicker kind of soup, which is really amazing, or just add more water to thin it out, whichever you decide. I'm gonna add a little bit more, and I'm gonna let it cook like this for 10, maybe 12 minutes on low, medium low, and then it's chow time. Man, that is beautiful. So you see all this part right here? That's some of the fat that has come from the meat. So I'm just going to take and kind of just ladle, scoop it out. I probably should get a bowl. Let me get a bowl. I did want to tell you, the key way to know when it's done is to give it a fork test. These should be, you don't want them soggy. You want them to have a little bit of give in it. And that's nice. The fork goes right on through. And I could eat a whole bowl of just this alone. And then the potatoes, well, they're definitely going to be, they're a lot smaller, so they're definitely cooked well. Oh, let's eat. Oh, the best part of rainy days, soup just like this. Big pot of it waiting for you. Family's out, but when they come home, they're going to have this waiting for them, and it smells so good. And the broth is thicker, creamier than usual. I like it like that. But if you don't, just omit the tomato. It's hot, that's why I'm stalling. Okay, no more. That's my waddle. Yes, yes, and yes. Oh my gosh. It's delicious. It's good. No, it's just, let me show you how creamy this is. That's a good hearty soup. That potato's fresh and good. And the carrot, the carrot is just the meatball. Let me see if I can. Oh, nice and tender, very moist. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is so good. This works. Homemade Albonigas soup. Come on, rainy day. Bring it on. Netflix and chill. Soup's on. Okay, my friends, until next time, happy baking.
Ah, that was fun. Don't forget to like and subscribe.